Welcome back to another video. In this video, we are going to prepare data that we need to display this information. And just a few things before we get started, I actually forgot to download this right arrow in the previous video. And also we have this very light gray color that you can see it's used for the category background and for this menu background. So I just added these two things. So now I have this right arrow in here and I had this gray color, and I also added them into the extension. So we have the right arrow extension and the gray color. So let's just uh, begin by adding a new group and name it as model. So this is something that we have not discussed before. But we are actually trying to use an architecture, and the architecture that we are using is MVVM. I will actually have a separate video in the SwiftUI for beginner playlist on this architecture and few others. But for now, it's just model is something that represents a real world entity. So in our case, in this app, we actually have two entities that we want to store data for. Like we have this category, and it has further a title and then the image, and then we have a destination which has a image, title, and then it has a location, and it also has a description and the amount or expense or something. So we want to collect all these things for the destination in a single place instead of maintaining multiple arrays or lists individually for all of them. So first we need to create a new Swift file, and it's just a Swift file, not SwiftUI view. So let's just name it as maybe category. So I'm going to create a struct in here, and category will have name and image, and then we need an image for the category. So it's of type image, but it's not available because it's in the SwiftUI, so we have to import that package. And now we have perfectly or accurately represent our category. So now it's time for presenting our destination. So a new Swift file, name it as destination, and we need to use SwiftUI because we are going to use image for the destination as well. So destination, and destination has a title of type string, and it has a location of type string, and then it has description, and yeah, we can see a title, location, description, and amount. Or you can use double if you want to perform calculations, but I'm okay with just string. And then we need an image for the destination, but it has to be of type image. So these are the models, and we actually need another model in here. Like if you can see in the detail page, we further have this related images or preview for the destination. So when we are going to work on detail page, we will include that, but for now it's just fine. So after the model, now we need uh, a service. So because we want this data to present into the UI, so we actually need this data, and there are two ways to get this data, either from a network by using an API or some network service. So that's one way to do it if you have some data available on the server or somewhere. And another way to do it by using a static data or mock data. So we are in this just because this is just a design. So we are going to use this hardcode data. So we are going to use it ourselves, like place it ourselves into the code. So I'm going to create a service. Normally service is responsible for the data. So I'm going to maybe name it as mock data service, or you can just name anything, maybe local data service or something, that's fine. So it's going to be of class type class, and we are going to use a singleton pattern in here. So I'm going to uh, make init private, and then we will have a static instance, and it will be of mock data service. Yeah. And then we can use an extension on mock data service, and maybe write a function to get categories first, and it will return list of category. Then we can use .init, and okay, first we have to use an array. So maybe we can say that we don't actually need to write return, because this is just directly returning. It's a single line statement. So now we can, I think, use .init. Yeah. And for the name of category, we have first category as mountain. For the image, I think we have named it as mountain icon. You can just double check by looking at the asset, but here we have mountain icon. So we can use another init, and this is for waterfall, and the icon, I think it's waterfall. Yeah. And we have one more category, that's river, and the image is, I guess, river icon. Yeah. So now we have our categories, and in the same way, uh, actually I normally write extension for different purposes. Like this extension is only returning categories, so only related to categories, and this is the extension that's going to work only with the destination. So just to keep things separate, so we can say maybe get, first of all we are going to say get mountains, and this is because we have two different representation of a destination. Like we have this mountains area, and then we have this popular destination, so they both represent same information in different way. We just have to use both of them in their own way. So for the mountain, we need to return an array. We need to use .init, and then let's just make all these uh, parameters on a separate line so that we can easily provide the information. And now for the first mountain, we need to expand this frame 2, because I have selected this, and on this editor it's highlighting this frame 2, so further need to expand this group, and then this group, and then we have two group, first and second. So in the second group we have actually the information for our first mountain. You can keep on expanding, and then we have, yeah, so now we have this titles. You can tap on the title. You can either just write it, or you can just copy it. So we need to go to the inspect. Now we have this content that says this mountain. We can copy it and go back to Xcode and use it as title. And same for the location, we can copy this location as well. And for the description, these mountains have no description, so we are going to use empty string here. And for the amount, it's we can use $sign, or you can use maybe in the code, that's fine. And for the image, we have this, I guess we named it as mountain image 1, and then we can use comma and just copy this in it and paste it. And this time now we need to provide it for the second, so you can close this group, open the second group, and expand it. We have our mountain name, and we can paste it here. And for the amount, it's 38, so yeah, it's 34, sorry. And for the location, just copy it and paste it here. And then we have the image, and we named it as mountain image 2, so we can use that. So now we have our mountain information, and then I'm going to use another extension, and this time I'm going to get popular destination or something. Yeah, also going to return a destination. We can use array, and then we can use dot init, and let's move all of them into a separate line. Now we can maybe copy them 3 times because we have we had 3 popular destinations, so we don't have to make all these parameters on separate line each time. So we can close this frame. Now tap on this frame. Now we have this group, and it actually have, yeah, this is the one. Expand it, and then we have the title. We can copy the title from here, and the location is, I think, this group. Yeah, copy the location, and we have a description that we can copy, and then we have amount, that's 48. Make sure this description is on the same line. Yeah, it's fine. And for the image, not sure what we named it. I think it's beach, so maybe we named it beach. Yeah. And for the, this is it for the first popular destination. Now we need second popular destination, so we can expand it. Title is this thing. For the location, we need to expand this group and just tap on it, and then go to the content, copy the content, and then we have the location. For the description, do the same thing, and for the amount, we have it $36 and $36. And for the image, I think it's a tower, so maybe we have named it as tower image 1. And for the last location, we have the title, so we can copy title, and then we have this location, and then we have the description. Amount is $47, so we can use $47. And for the image, I think it's language 1. Yeah, so now we have almost all the data that we need for our home screen. So now we can easily work because we have the required data. So that's it for this video. You can just maybe fast forward it because it's just mostly copy paste. So I will see you in the next video.